Sounding good, Mr. Bailey, sounding good, yes sir it is. Howdy folks, this old Jeb coming to you from Big Daddy's store on another Saturday night. Hootenanny going on. Wish all y'all could be here tonight, but since you ain't, and since you can't, I'm gonna tell y'all a few stories about Triplet VA. Yes sir. I remember when I was a little kid. Well, I won't say real little, I'd say about 10, 11 years old. I used to go down to the shop with Big Daddy all the time, you know, when he was working on things. And sort of underfoot, you might say. And I always asking him, said, Big Daddy, what you doing this for? Big Daddy, what you doing that for? And of course, he usually always, you know, he'd give me some sort of answer. And then one day he told me, he said, boy, let me tell you something. He said, anytime that you can stand and you can watch somebody do something and learn something and not be in their way, he said, you need to do it. He said it'll pay off in the long run through life. And he was right. You know, I learned how to do things then, and I learned how to do things all through my life, and turned out finally be a master carpenter. I do a little bit of everything, you know, used to, retired now, you know, but just like my daddy, low and high. I always told folks, I said, he could take a piece of string and one of them old wooden rulers and a saw and a hammer, and he'd build you just about anything in the world you wanted. It didn't make no difference. So to see, the point of the story, folks, is that I got my work ethics and all from Big Daddy and my daddy. You know, they taught me everything I know, and then I just sort of put it into play and went on from there. But a lot of conversations and stuff. Seen a lot of things made in that old shop down there. The cannonball beds, the tables, the chairs, you know, squirrel cages, which y'all all know about the squirrel cage, you know, and the 5 squirrels. But other things I can remember up there, you know, like on the Sunday afternoons, like we talked about before. You know, I don't know why, but I forgot about that old grapevine. There was a grapevine out there, and some of the best grapes that ever been in the world. And it seemed like every time I went up there, I'd get up under that there grapevine, and I'd start pulling, and I'd start eating, and I always ended up with a bellyache. Always ended up with a bellyache, but sure enough. But then we go down there and crawl around into the back of the barn, you know, crawl up there to the top and all of those stuff, you know, but, you know, working the tobacco fields and stuff and picking taters and stacking peanuts and all that, but that's going to be another story. But, you know, I always tell folks, done a lot of things up there on that farm, but I'd rather tell somebody to take a stick and whoop me than have to pick taters. Now, I'm going to tell you, that's one of the doggonest things that they ever wanted me to do. But anyway, I remember Big Mama. She used to fix these had this long table out there in the yard. And we'd be out there working on whatever, you know, doing chores and stuff. And come lunchtime, you know, we'd go there. And this old long table would be full of food. I'm talking about any kind of food in the world you could think of. You know, and she'd be in there, you know, coming out there, wiping them hands on that apron and stuff, and just a fussing and all. And bringing tea and all. We sit down and eat and stuff. But you might go fishing down at the fish farm, or go down and mess with the hogs. You know, it's just like over there, Roy Chandler's place and Big Daddy's place, and you know, you didn't never want to be on the downwind side of that pig pen, but somebody seemed like always had to be on the downwind of that pig pen. You know, but going out there to the well and drawing water and out of the well, and then Big Daddy put the well under the back porch, and they had the old thing, you know, where you pump the water up into the sink, and then you move it on in there to the cook stove, and you heat the water up and go from there. And about the house, you know, I don't know who built the house. I really don't. You know, that'd be something for somebody else to tell. But I do remember that it had the steepest set of steps you ever had. I mean, little bitty narrow walkway, and the steps seemed like they went straight up. But when I was little one time, and I decided I was going to stay the night. And Daddy was gonna come out there the next night and it's gonna take us up to the Lawrence Speedway, and we're gonna go to the races. And I was a little bit tight and laid down in the hallway up there. You know, that's where I was gonna sleep at, in the hallway. And there's a big old tree out there, and the light shining in, and the limbs, the shadow of the limbs going across the wall, making all sorts of weird shapes and stuff. Scared this little boy. And I told Big Daddy, I said, I gotta go home. I gotta go home. So they done everything in the world, got Daddy on the phone and all, and tried to talk me. Well, we're going to the race tomorrow night, and I didn't want to hear that. You know, I just wanted to get away from that shadow of that tree. You know, tree limb and stuff on that wall. But you know, there again, these little memories and stuff make big memories. I'll tell you one thing, they had a mean old chicken. Had a mean chicken in the chicken coop, one mean one. But when I was about 4 or 5 years old, that chicken would peck me in my legs and on my backside. I don't know how many times I'd be running to the house, and here comes that chicken right after me, pecking me just as hard as it could peck me. You know, you know, like I say, when I get on here, I just get to rambling, and the memories just sort of coming back. But I need something from the folks at Triplet. When you leave out of Big Daddy's and come on around the curve on down past Uncle Atkins and Uncle Glenn's and the old clock house, you know, which is another story in itself, the old clock house. But you drop on down across the bridge and you come on up the hill, and there was a road that turned back, and I don't recall what the name of it was, but went on over to Valentine and Uncle Buddy's place. Uncle Elton lived over there too, over there on Highway 46. But anyway, when you turn off the road coming from Big Daddy's, there was a white house down the right-hand side. And there was a man that used to make, if I ain't mistaken, he used to make fiddles. And Daddy used to take me there, and the man played the fiddle and all that stuff. I want to know what that man's name is. Like I say, if Daddy was still alive, he could tell me. But, you know, that's, you know, unfortunately, he's not here, you know, or Big Daddy's gone and all. But that's something y'all can help me with, you know. And I'm going to make a trip up there probably within the next week. And it's going to be on a weekday. And I just want to ride around. I want to go over to the old cemetery, you know. If you don't know where that cemetery is, you'll never find it. You'll never find that store. I could probably try to tell you where it's at, and if you don't know where it's at, you ain't never gonna come close to finding it, because you're talking about being in the woods. Now it's in the woods. But hopefully I'll run into some of y'all. I want to hear some of your stories, and if I hear some of your stories, I'll even tell them right here on this thing, as long as I got all the facts right. You know, I try to, if I don't know what the facts is, I try to tell you I don't know what the facts is. You know, so anyway, you know, I want y'all to have a blessed day as always. You know, you know, as usual, we got this little hootenanny going on, and it's just a hootenanny thing. You know, we always playing music up here every Saturday night up here at Big Daddy's store. You know, like I say, wish y'all could be here, but you ain't. You know, so I'm gonna crank Mr. Bailey up a little bit here and let him take us on out of here. But you know, you ain't got to go home, but you got to go away from here. You know, so, but y'all, you know, y'all come back to see us now. You hear? Yeah.